Hey, you guys. Welcome, Journey of Justice. How are you? All right, you guys. I'm going to wait for a few of you to get back in here. So, I not only had to pick up Eric, but we went to the store real quick. I had to get some fruits and veggies and whatnot. Just let me know if you. I'm so sorry. I've got a house full now. Hey. I'm going to have to go in the bedroom, Eric. All them bags rustling and. All right, you guys. So, I know that when I left, we were on to something. I mean, each of us talking about different things that could have happened. We found out that there was a car like stranded out in the middle of nowhere off of a dirt road that led to Boca, amongst other places. Hello. How is everyone? Welcome, welcome. I thank all of you for being here. I can't believe we had a pretty good amount of people in here earlier. I don't know if it'll even get to that because I know that someone had sent me a link that I guess Xanime's live on someone else's channel right now. I don't really know. But so we found out that possibly her car, a car that resembled hers, a silver SUV, was parked out off of a dirt road for like 3 to 4 days, he said. Everything he said kind of made sense. And then he brought up that it was possible that Sami was under the influence of something like a downer. That's us speculating. We don't know. But I mean, they did say that there was, things out at the party, right? Let's see, Sofa King. Like, it makes her sick, Pointer. Let's see here. Oh, welcome, Pointer. Okay, so another thing, too, I didn't know this the other day whenever I had that Irvin up. But now I know. I guess he's a mod on Kim and Crafton's channel. And that's okay. I don't care. I don't care if they were playing games or whatever at the time. We've made up. I apologize to them. They apologize to me. And everything is going to be good. I don't know that we'll be friends or anything, but hopefully no more fighting or no more drama or trolling or anything of that nature, because it isn't fair to Kiely. It isn't fair to Zanime. It isn't fair to me. It isn't fair to them or to my MCF family or to their people. It just isn't. Or to the community. So we're good. It's all good. I wanted to make sure it was okay with them before I brought it up on the live, and I got a message back stating that it was okay. So I wanted to let you all know. But anyways, back to what we were talking about. There were several other scenarios I've seen people commenting, and I was trying to keep up with them all. But I did take a couple of screen grabs because someone said something about rigor mortis. They said that the reason they think that Kiely was not in the driver's seat buckled up is because she may have already set in rigor mortis. And that would make sense, if she had been passed away for too long, then they wouldn't have been able to put her anywhere. I mean, unless it was, somewhere that she could be placed in whatever way her body was when she had passed away. And yeah, let's see, Zanime, she's not my favorite. Irvin is a mod on several channels, and he's very fair. Good. Okay, good. Never been caught messing around. Okay, good deal. That's good. He seemed really nice. He seemed really kind. He was just smiley. I don't know. I haven't seen him since, but he's a nice lad. And let's see, Alex sent me, says Pointer. Oh, well, thank you, Alex. I really, really. Are you talking about Allie? I love Allie. She is a doll, an absolute living doll. This morning, her and I were talking about the case and stuff. And then she had a live this morning that was really good, too. But anyways, back to where I was at. Let's see, that would be my comment. And with all the movies they show, post bodies are limp. Right, right. I mean, directly after somebody passed away, yeah, their body's going to be, you can move them around. But if they didn't get her in the car quick enough, then it is possible that I can't remember. Let me look up how long it takes for rigor mortis to set in. Hold on. It does depend. Hold on. How long does it take for I'm just going to use the little speaker thingy. Approximately 2 hours after death, in the muscles of the face, progresses to the limbs over the next few hours, completing between 6 to 8 hours of death after death. So that would be quite a bit of time. What do you guys think? Do you think they would have not? Maybe they didn't know what to do. You know, in my opinion, in that photo that I've brought it many times, where I believe it's Kiely's car parked, because that would have been the location that she should have been parked, according to Sami. And it does look like a silver vehicle shine, and we just can just see a piece of it so far, which we've been working on that photo. We're trying to work it now because we found a person there that we didn't see, but we're trying to work it where we can see more about the car. And anyways, it looked like, and like I've said many times, when I was over on Crime Lines and Lies with Brooks, she said that it appeared to her like it's possible, just looking at all the children, the way they were acting and what was going on, it appeared to her like maybe they could have been putting Kylie's body in the back of the car. And we know it was back there. Well, that guy we can see in that photo, I'll bring that photo up right now. It appears like he has something cradled in his arms. I mean, I know that's really scary, but it does. Hey, Chaz. Hey, baby. Let's see. Sofa King. Donnie, 64. With all due respect, MJ and Irvin have settled that years ago. Okay, it's fine, guys. We love you guys. It's no fighting. We love one another. It don't matter. I would love for him to come back. I just want to have peace and happiness, and I want all of you to get along. I want to be able to get along with everybody. Um, but it's okay, I promise. What has it got to do? Okay, so I'm going to show you that photo again. You guys have seen it many times, but I think it's important since I'm talking about it to share it. Let me figure out how you do this again. I don't know if it's on my phone, though. That's the problem. I may have to get Justin to send it to me. We'll see. Oh, come on, you. Oh, he gave me that option. Oh, there we go. Here we are. So it's this photo. All right, and you can see him here. It ain't a zoomed in version of that photo, but you can see him back there. I really wanted to show you though. I know it's on my phone. I'll just re-upload it. Give me 1 second. All right, photo library. After we get done discussing this a little bit, I've got to look at my notes. There was some other things I wanted to talk about this evening. This is a good one to show. This one right here. This one right here. Should have been several. I don't see them though, so we'll just go with these. All right, it's loading. Let me see what y'all are saying. It's okay, you guys. I promise. I love you both. I love you both very dearly, and I love Irvin even. Hi, Cotton Candy Boobs. I like your name. And your little photo has two little cotton candies. That's so cute. So cute. Guys, yeah, if you don't care, if you enjoy my content, please be sure you like the video. I would greatly appreciate it. But now, this photo. So you see it like from a distance there where it isn't zoomed in. Now, look back there. Okay, so you can see that there's like a car there, and it kind of looks like it's backed in. Somebody had said it. You can actually, now that I think about it, see a little more of it than one thought originally. But if you look at this feller, you can see normally, if this photo weren't so blurry, his right arm, like his forearm, is pulled up, and it looks like he has something in his like something in his arms, and maybe there's someone on the other end. That I know that's awful, but I'm telling you, it appears that way. And Brooks, this was before we ever cleared the photo up that good. And I was just talking to her about these kids and how they were looking, and I was pretty sure that that location is where Kylie's car is. That's all I was basing it off of. She said, "Oh my goodness, now that we look back at that, what if that's what was happening?" And yeah, what if? I mean, it's like, I really do think that that's what's going on here. Truly. I really, truly do. Now, here, I pulled this up because you can't, okay, in the middle there, that's the section where it shows where that feller that went to pick up the trash and stuff and was searching for Kiely. You can kind of see his car parked there just a little bit off to the right side of those trees. But that section of trees is my anchor I can look at that set of trees, and if I find it in any other photos, I know exactly where this is because that's where Kiely was supposed to be parked. You can see on the left where Sami is pointing, you see that stump, and then on behind it, those trees where it's opened. You know, who's to say that it went on over closer to that set of trees? Well, in this photo, you can see the two trees, you can see the cluster of trees. So, are they looking at it from the left side or the right side? Either way, it would be from the side of that. So it wouldn't be the same angle or view or area the photo's taken from in the first two photos. In this photo, I believe Sami's taking it from the left hand side out in that clear pathway. At first, Zabgirl and I had said it was a road. We kind of thought it was part of a road like that they parked on. But it's really just like an area that, people have driven on to park many times. I'm going to see what y'all got to say. Hello, Melissa Jade. How are you, darling? Welcome and thank you for coming. See, so do you think the fight is in the middle? I do think that the fight happened sometime around this. I really do. And I wonder, who it was. Why were they fighting? Was it over Jagger? Was it over Nate? Also known as Nick, apparently, because that's like, oh, you broke your shirt completely. Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. Oh, you're people are like, why are you calling that? All right. What do you mean not allowed to support others? Let's see here. I'll leave, Britt. Sorry, didn't. No, you guys, you can support anybody. You don't have to not. No, no, absolutely not. That's why I said get along. We love everybody. I don't want no fighting. I don't want nobody to be fighting. It's a waste of your life force. Part of you leaves whenever you're fighting. That's all I was saying. I don't want you to go nowhere. Oh, well, I mean, are you talking about Lindsay as in Kylie's mama? I don't want to disrespect Kylie's mama either. I don't know if that's who you're talking about. You may be talking about a creator. Hi, Lynn's baby. Welcome. Let's see, you can stay and just, yeah, if you don't want to see each other's comments, you don't have to block each other. Hi, Paceless Jones. How are you? I hope you're well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, if you don't get along with someone, just block each other because I want you to be here. I love all of you. I wish we could all get along, though. I really do because I know you would like each other if you actually knew one another. All right. Let's see. The Mama Hotbox. I like that. Wait, no, that's the MMA Hotbox. I really like that. So you're into the UFC and stuff and probably Mike Tyson. I'm assuming. And also possibly weed, marijuana, because his show's called the Hot Boxing, and then he's got MMA. So I'm assuming. See, I'm here listening, folding clothes, girlfriend. I've got that's ironic. My bed's covered in clothes right now. Hey, Kelly Evans. Hey, everybody. There's quite a few of you coming in. I'm glad. Whose live just ended, or is everybody getting off work? Maybe that's it. But I need to get back on track. Nonetheless, so let's see. I need to look and see what this was. All right, 1 second, you guys. If somebody would like to come up, you're more than welcome. I'm not emotional today or nothing, so I think it's went really good. Hey, Angela, welcome. Hi, Air Force vet. Everybody, welcome. You're all welcome here. All right, let me figure out how to put this in my comments again. If I could get the computer to come back on, it would be so much easier to get back on track. Some live has Upchurch on and Glarer showing up. Oh, well. Hey, Justin. Thank you so much, Justin, for everything you do for this channel and for this community and our family, our MCF family. Yeah, what live, guys? So is it on his own channel for once, or is it on somebody else's channel, on the Glare's channel? Oh, wow. We have a few Brits. We have like 4 Brits in here this, oh my goodness, this afternoon. But again, give me 1 second. I posted the link and anybody is welcome to come up. Anybody at all, especially if you have a theory or if you have more information, or even if my guy from when we left is here and he wanted to, finish up what he was saying. No, someone else's. Don't remember. Well, we'll figure out what stream it was, and I'll maybe we can talk about it some. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about Ryan very much. So, Angela, I said the same thing. All right, guys, 2 seconds. All right. Your channel. That's right. I don't know how long I've been like kicked out. I'm sorry, you guys. I had no idea. And we have a guest, Paceless Jones. Come on up. Good
Hey, Brittany.
afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing great.
All right. What do you want to talk about this evening?
Uh, I don't know what's the discussion today about the case.
Um, do you think that law enforcement is covering something up? Do you think that's why they
No,
are not giving us the autopsy report now? Right now, I know it takes some time to redact it, but it don't take a month or more. What do you think the reason is for that, and why they're being so sketchy
I,
with
I
us?
they're just dotting their i's and crossing their t's, and just making sure, because they're this thing. I mean, at least online it kind of blew up, and so they're gonna have to check all this stuff out. I mean, if they don't do a thorough investigation, then they're not gonna be responsible, but they're gonna look even more stupid than they already do at this point. I mean, they couldn't find the car. It last pinged right there by the the water. She never
Absolutely.
wasn't seen anywhere. Someone just brought up a good point in the other chat I was talking about, was what if she never made it to the party, and that they just embellished this story that she was at the party, and Tammy just made up this whole thing that they had this. Yeah, she was at the party because they thought maybe she was going to take off with her boyfriend or something, and she had, or maybe that could have been it. They had a falling out, but I'm saying maybe she just ran into the water before she even got to the party. It could have been an accident like that. And
Yeah.
there's a because there's nothing. There's not one picture, and everyone's on Ryan about, oh, she doesn't exist and stuff. Well, the problem with that is, like, they haven't shown anything recent. That's what he's saying. Not that there's not pictures of a girl that they're saying is Kylie, and maybe that is Kylie Rodney, and
You know, that is a good point.
there's
We do
nothing
actually not
recent.
have any pictures or video of Kylie at the party itself. We really do not.
Yeah, I mean, so they could have made it like friends are like, "Oh man, she took off with that dude or something," We're gonna cover
Yeah.
for her, and then they don't know what's going on at this point, and they're making up all this stuff, and they really don't know what's going on. That's why no one came forward with any pictures, or they don't remember seeing her. Or they like, she's a blonde girl. They all look alike. All these blonde girls look alike in this story, even that
Yes.
they showed. I mean, maybe she never made it to the party,
That's such a good point. It
and
really
I've
is.
been saying this
Now,
this
why would
whole
law
time.
enforcement come out and tell us that they saw her for sure in the Odd Future hoodie at the party if they actually don't? Why would they do that, I wonder? Along with all these other things that's so strange, how they didn't find the car, how AWP goes out and finds it, which I happen to think that maybe it's because the car was put in there later. But that's also up to debate because, I mean, I don't know that to be true for sure. I mean, I would like to think that there has to be a good explanation for why they didn't find it. Either they didn't search it at all, that area, which would be awful considering, like you said, the ping was literally right on the shore.
Yeah, it at the very least, it's Keystone Cops. You ever heard that? I dated
Yeah, I've
myself
heard
like
that term.
this the other day about it. But yeah, it's like, come on, dude. It's like, really, they should have went, like, I'm talking nose to, elbow to elbow across the whole bottom. It's not that big of a lake. I mean, four divers side by side, they could have scoured that thing in a few days, man, and been 100% sure. And I don't think they did that, man. Like, they
I
all got
happen to agree with
overtime, and
you.
they probably half-assed it. When do ever I mean, not to bang on the cops, but when do cops ever really solve anything if it's not gift wrapped right there? Like, just with the case with the missing or the kidnapped, murdered jogger,
Are you talking about
they
the
had it
case
all on
in?
video. They had everything on video, so
Isn't that insane?
it was
That's what
so
Eric kept
easy.
telling me. He kept saying, "Isn't her name Eliza Fletcher?"
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah,
reason why they figured it out. I mean, look at how many times they don't figure they need tips from the public. Someone has to come forward. Well, that would be a good excuse why she never was at the party, so no one could show a video, no one could give a picture, no one could say I saw her there because she wasn't there. I mean, it would be kind of messed up because Sammy has told her whole story
she's told
publicly.
quite a few tales. It
Yeah,
would
like a
appear.
crazy story that she was there, and I mean, she could be a psychopath. You never
I
know.
mean, her first thing, like, okay, if your friend goes missing, or like, I know you're not going to want the police to count out anything. You're going to want them to look like at all possibilities. But your first thought, if she was actually there at that location at a party, your first thought's going to be for them to search high and low. You're going to be out there actually searching. You're going to be looking. You're going to be
Yeah,
doing anything you can. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to
that's
be saying to law enforcement, "Oh, I think she was kidnapped. I think she might have been trafficked. I think she's over
yeah.
there. I think she's over there." You're not going to do that. You're going
But the
to
cops
you
didn't listen to her story at all, man. Like, she said
yeah.
it all. She's like, "We got so drunk, I drank everything she drank. She was messed
Yeah.
up. She couldn't drive if she wanted to." Well,
And
maybe
how
she
how
tried,
could she do that?
I mean,
That's
come
so
on.
terrible. If they drank out of the same drinks, like that was odd that she wanted us to know that
She's
that they drank out of the same cups.
Well, that goes back to my theory on the whole thing. She's not a friend. She's just like everybody else nowadays is out for themselves. They don't care about the next person. They're like, "Oh, that's a nice little stepping stool for me." So to
Yeah,
me, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's just how everybody is nowadays. They're out for themselves. So for
you're
her to
right.
embellish everything about her and be like, "Oh, I drank the same thing," it was almost like, yeah, she's a lightweight. If she couldn't handle what I handled, if something happened to her, that's how I took it.
And did
Like,
you notice that when she was asked about the fight, she like watered it down and went into, well, we do that all the time, but this time, okay, every other time there's arguments about who won. Every other time, but this time. And she kind of said it in first person, like she was bragging. She was like, but this time there was an absolute winner. Like there was no question about it. Like why would there not be no question about it? Did something happen to Kylie because she was in a fight with her?
yeah, I mean, but someone could say a word or a phrase, and every 20 people can interpret it a different way.
Right, you're correct.
So I mean, and like I'm from the South, I'm from Florida, and when we talk, we use slang, or I hear slang down here and I hear like the bro shirt or whatever. What was a bro top or whatever?
Bro terms. Oh, a bro tank?
Yeah, bro tank. I never heard that. I'm assuming it's a wife beater. That's what we call them down here in the South. Maybe
Right.
that's not politically correct anymore,
It
but
doesn't
I mean,
matter.
yeah, but I'm saying that's there everything's like different. Like words
Yeah.
mean different things for
Like
different
they
things.
call shirts like that here, which I mean, take this how you want it, but this is what they call. They call shirts like that wife beaters, even if they're a tank and it's not more like the Hanes version, but they call it that here.
Someone
Might say a
said
lot.
someone said in chat that they said that they went out 40 feet with the divers. They didn't go 50 feet where she was found. So
Well,
that's
that's a shame after
that's
they
pretty
acted like they
messed up
searched
to
it
even
so
say, "Oh, we
carefully.
only went 40 feet." I mean, that's kind of crappy. I don't remember hearing that, but
Yeah.
that's kind of
This
crappy right there. It
this
shows that they
comment.
failed their job.
Yeah.
They
I want to read a couple of these comments to you and go over them because there's some good ones.
Yeah, and the other thing, someone's like, "Oh, yeah." Another comment was, "The law
It says
enforcement
an
has video and
autopsy.
pictures of her," and that's great because that's what my
Hmm.
theory is. She was at the party and was messed up, and it was an accident
Yeah.
driving home. So
Hmm. An autopsy is usually completed within a day or two after a death. However, final results of the toxicology report may take 4 to 6 weeks longer. Yeah, that's very true. That's also a good point. Um, but like they're just, I don't know. I just feel like that law enforcement kind of didn't. I don't know. I just feel like there's
but
some kind
isn't
of
that part
disconnect
of the
here between them and the case. I mean, I don't know.
isn't that part of the autopsy, the toxicology report? So,
Well,
like,
sometimes the
for it
tox
to be
the tox report
complete.
comes back separate.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. For me, it would be that would all be part of the autopsy. I would feel like anything that has to do with that, it would be together. So maybe they just don't want to release something maybe they have to do a final determination on,
Hmm.
maybe there is some question about something, and they need to know if she was under the influence or
Right,
something
where
to
there was
kind of
so much
solidify.
mention about drugs, bit like weird drugs at the party and all the
Exactly.
alcoholic drinks and stuff. I think that they're probably going to really take their time with that, so that makes sense to me.
And
But
they
not the
can't finish
autopsy
the report.
itself.
Well, they can't finish the report is what I'm saying totally, and do because at the end, they have to have their
Yeah,
findings or whatever. They can't finish that until they get all the information.
but
So
it don't
that's
take
the
that
reason.
long really normally for a tox report to come back at most. I mean, like what they're asking for and what they've had since they've had her. I would think that in another week or so we should be able to find something out normally.
Well,
Because
I
you look
feel
back at all the other cases and we get back this information pretty quickly. Think about Gabby Petito. It didn't take that long. You see what
yeah,
I'm
and I understand what you're saying. And I mean, it does, call into question, what is going on. Do they
Yeah,
know something they're not telling us? And
I
we're
think
sure they
so.
know something they're not telling us. I mean, but it kinda makes sense to just dot their i's and cross their t's and make sure everything and have the full report so they can make the full decision, because there is a lot of drama and a lot of speculation from a lot of different people right now. Just like the Gabby Patino case and that one. I mean, it was the same thing. It just, like you said, they released the manner of death because they wanted to get Brian. like,
Yeah.
because he wasn't he on the run at the time when they released that, so, like, they wanted to get that out quick so that they can kinda be like,
But
"Hey,
they still had to give the proper report, you know. So I'm just
yeah."
saying, in most cases, they can get all this information back as quickly as they really want to. Law enforcement, in this case, for whatever reason, they're buying as much time as they possibly can.
Yeah, someone made a good point. I'm not sure if it was in here or where I saw it, but they were like, basically when they bring a charge to someone, the clock starts ticking. They have a certain amount of time because everyone's, there are rights for a speedy trial and stuff. So they could really speed it up. And if they don't have all the information ahead of time, it may be a hard to get it in a couple months.
Yeah.
Because you're waiting for, like, tests. I mean, they take 2 months to come back or 6 weeks.
Hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that, and then I would feel like they would have maybe a second autopsy on this if it comes back as an accident, with all the
Well,
hubbub and everything.
Justin told me that they're trying, like, I guess they're making somewhere, I guess they're stating that they believe it's an accident. Like, and that worries me because if it's already coming out that they're going to try and call it an accident for whatever reason, like that don't sound right, because I don't see how they could call this at all any way, shape, or form an accident. I get if it was an accident and they covered it up. That's still, they covered it up, so that shows that there was something more to it. Like, why would they cover it up if it was just a simple accident that was like, no malicious intent, no nothing? They wouldn't have, put her in
Who
there like
who
that
who
if
covered
there was
up?
nothing. Right. It's
Who
covered up for a reason. And
who
then Robert McGill says, "Did you say they drank out of the same cup?" Yes, Sammy made sure that we knew that they were like switching drinks back and forth. She said that many times throughout her interviews with Tony Dodge and Anika Mills, I believe. Um, let's see if there's any. Oh, Britt Murray wanted us to know that they call them wife beaters in California as well. She don't know where bro tank come from either.
Well, that's good to
Um,
know, Britt, thanks.
yes. Uh, I think the off. Let's see. I think the off to college party fights were a let's settle all childhood grudges before dawn. Lord of the Flies, indeed, with people voting winners if fighter to that makes sense, I guess, in a way, but that's so dangerous. I mean, look, what if this was a result of that? That's a scary thought, and I really hope they don't do it ever again. I hope they don't have that party like that ever again. I think they should have chaperones, since the parents clearly know what goes on out there and all of that. I could never let my child go to a party like that. I would have to go with her and stay with her.
I hear you.
No
I'm sure they
drinks.
did do the autopsy the next morning. I mean, more than likely they did. It's going to help their investigation to get it. The quicker they can get in there and
That's what I thought.
get the stuff off to the lab and actually take a look. It's already been. I mean, at the very least, I mean, you figure a few days.
And see, the thing of that is, in Nevada County, which we've talked about it many times, last year there was a vote to split up the coroner and sheriff position. Clearly, that vote didn't go through for it being switched up because Shannon Moon, or whatever, I think that's how you would pronounce her name, she is both the sheriff and the coroner. And like we were stating, the autopsy doesn't take long to come back. I mean, they go over the body, they figure out, what the possible cause of this is. Is it an accident or is it not? Then your tox screening, it always takes longer to come back. And that's what Porter's saying here. Toxicology screen always takes much longer. Law enforcement already knows her autopsy results, right? We know that. But we weren't sure about the tox. Like, I knew about it, but I didn't want to say the wrong thing because it's been a while. Law enforcement said the water, when they searched, was out to the point it would have put her car at 75 to 90 feet, at least 18 feet down. Yeah, you sent me that a couple of days ago, I think, Justin, and they did say that.
How deep is the deepest part right there of the lake? Does anyone know? I mean,
The
it would
deepest
seem like,
part of that lake, I don't know. That would be a good idea to look it up.
yeah, because I didn't think it was even that deep because it's a man-made. So
Right. Well, the water had subsided down. He's saying that, like, because the water would come up on the sandbar, like, so far,
yeah,
that would make it farther out. And then, the level, I think it was 3 feet of a difference.
but
So
look at
14 plus 3 would have been 17 feet deep.
but look at 20 feet. I mean, I'm 6 foot. You
Right.
know,
It wasn't 20, it was 17 exactly. I know it was a 3 feet difference, like, as far as the depth
Yeah, so I mean that's not even that deep to stop at 40 feet out, you know, even you could double that and probably been close to where she was at.
The deepest part is 57 feet.
Yeah, it wasn't that deep either. It seems like they could have went.
Data Funk says 73 feet.
Hmm,
We'll
yeah,
have to try and get a conclusive answer on that. Maybe I'd say it's going to be different. We need to know what the deepest part of the lake is at the highest point, throughout the summer or whenever it's going to be the highest, the deepest. That would be a good time to figure that out, like
yeah,
that
but
part of year.
even then, those are kind of low numbers in the grand scheme of things for her being supposedly at the party and they have video or pictures of it or whatever. And then with all the eyewitnesses, supposedly they have that she was at the party in her phone last ping right next to the water. I mean, they should at least that little section, they should have went all around there, all the way across the whole thing. Because unless they thought, well, if she went in at 5 miles an hour, she ain't getting that far. But I mean, what if she went in at 50 miles an hour? She would be a lot further out there, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of, man. And like I said, AWP, they just like, we're the best. We do
You
this. And
know,
they let that tow truck driver, and he didn't seem credible to me. I mean, half the internet, I'm going to say 75% of the people don't find that dude credible, man. You know what I mean? It's like,
right? I
what they
don't see.
did.
That's the thing. Did you hear the theory? When we were on earlier, someone came out and had a theory that actually the reason that they had done that recording of that tow truck driver and his girlfriend was because they were actually the two that were around the vehicle and so on. And if they go with that route, if law enforcement goes with that route, then they will release her interview along with other footage. And that kind of makes sense because of what he's like, the way that Jared was saying it. He was like, there's this other theory. I don't want to go into it like in depth or anything right now because it's so crazy. But and it made sense. It really did make a lot of sense the way she said it. So you should maybe listen to that
So
live
they're
from
probably
before this
saying
one.
about the belt and holding her in the back area or something, right? So
Um,
I'm assuming that's
that
the
wasn't
other.
what this is about. What I'm talking
Oh,
about. No.
oh,
But
I
we
thought it
have
was the
heard
other
theories
theory.
of that because that the strap that would strap things in the trunk was like out of sorts in the photo. I don't know. That could be just because it was underwater, and the water, like when the car went in or whatever, and where the windows were down, it could have pushed it into a weird position and it got stuck on something. Who knows? I mean, there
Well,
could be other reasons.
well, when you're out there too, you probably have all your doors open when you go back to the car if you're hanging out in there charging your phone. You know, you're not going to be sitting there with the windows rolled up and
Yeah,
dying in your car. You're going to have pop the hatch open and everything. So I mean, it makes sense that something could have fell out. I thought it could have been her actual belt hanging out of there.
like her belt on her pants.
Yeah, like her, hanging
Well,
out of the back of
did you
the
see
trunk.
the photo of it, like the top of it or whatever, coming off the seat, and it showed it's like a seatbelt type thing.
Hmm.
At least that's what I gathered. That's just, I mean, it may be totally wrong. Johnny R says, but there was a drought. There has been a drought at the lake, right?
Yeah, I feel like they would have found her eventually.
Could that
Like
be
someone would have
too
seen her flying a drone
insane?
over there, just hanging out. I mean, it was pretty bustling when the AWP was there. You saw the people on the shore everywhere.
Yeah, I think they knew they were going to be out there, and like I don't know, because a lot of times when AWP shows up, like people go and cook them food and stuff, like random fans. And I wondered, and that's why like Doug and them were trying to be really careful without alarming them because they didn't want it to get out from them, and then them not know for sure if it was her body or her car. You could just tell that they were trying their hardest not to alert
Yeah, but
anyone.
that
I
wouldn't have
felt.
been their fault though. If
Well,
they would
no,
have
it wouldn't have,
found
but
it
it would
and
have been
then
blamed
they would have
on
said,
them.
oh, you know,
They
if
would have
it
took the
came
heat
out
from
to be
all of
a truck
us.
or something, it would have been like, hey, we found a car in here. It would have. It's not that. Ah, man, I'm not.
People would have blamed them. Come on,
Yeah.
just
I'm not a fan of them to begin with, so
right. I can
I
tell,
don't
but
wanna
it's
say
okay.
anything bad. It's
I
just
am. I wasn't a fan of Jared. I always thought, he was kind of weird. But whenever he done that interview on Zav's channel, it really changed my mind a lot. It made me respect him so much more.
understood. I haven't watched any of their videos. I really
They
the only one
really
I
are
watched
good
was that
people,
one with
especially
the.
Doug. He is a really good person. Robert McGill, could that be so that she can say that when the toxicology report comes back, that she can say that she must have been drugged too? I think I think now, because like everything else with her, it seems as if she's like telling you look over here, not over here. But I think she's like telling you one thing to cover up what the truth is. I wonder what she didn't say that, hoping that they would think nothing of it, think that she wasn't drugged, think that like not really want to look into her system much. I think she was trying to say, I don't know. I just think that she was trying to draw eyes away from her toxicology report for some
No, that's a
reason.
great point. That is a good point. I mean, if she's in on it and she gave her something and it's a mean girl
Mm-hmm.
situation, that makes total sense for sure.
Yeah,
Hippie sissy.
that's how girls are, catty.
That's a good thing too. Maybe it was a book bag or something. It looks like a seatbelt
Yeah, it could have
or like
been.
a strap off a bag or something. Yeah, it could have been. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a seatbelt. I mean, I
Right.
just thought I'd throw in
It could
because
be anything.
there's all this talk about the belt, and it was a black belt, if I remember, with like
It's like a
silver
dark
on.
gray is what I
Oh,
seen.
dark gray. All right. Well, darker. So
Kylie wants, let's see, Kylie won't go something be released before. See, I just woke up and, hi, hippie sissy, how are you? Oh, there's someone missing? Okay, I just woke up, but this is normal with an open investigation. Maddox Rich went missing on September the 22nd, 2018. Found a week later in Creek. Last seen near. We got his autopsy and talks in late November. Okay, well, that's good to know. But we're not going to be getting hers until November, December. And this happened in August. So I think that that's pretty strange. I mean, but I do agree that it's possible. But I still think that they're trying to give themselves as much time as possible to come up with an excuse. I
yeah,
really do.
I mean, if I heard that theory, a lot of people have that theory on here. Like they're gonna call it an accident no matter what. I'm not gonna believe them.
Yeah, I'm not
Well,
either.
if they came out and said, no, I'm saying that's what people are saying. But if they come out and say murder, then you would believe that though. I mean, that kind of defeats the whole argument of that argument. You're not going to believe them if they come out and say accident because you have in your mind it's not an accident. But if they came out and said murder, you would believe that 100%. It,
Correct.
that
Yes,
kind of
guys, this is an
nullifies that
open
whole argument.
panel. If you guys would like to come up, I will post the link for you. You're more than welcome to come up as well as Paceless is. Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to let them know
Oh
there.
no, that's fine. No, I was just saying that it kind of. I mean, that's just my feeling on it. Like that argument, not that it's invalid or anything. It's just I kind of cancel it out when because everyone would be like, oh, they, she, it was foul play. She was murdered. They're gonna find out who it is.
Yeah, I just don't see
Granted,
them
they might
saying
not
that,
even know
sadly.
who it is.
When I believe that I mean, now here's the other thing, too. I don't know if anybody else looked close enough, and it's not like I wanted to notice this, but as we were watching the AWP's footage, um, and it came to that part where the window was blurred, I hadn't noticed this spot in the video before. And like it was blurred out, but to me, it was like I felt like I could see her face and her top half of her torso, and it looked like she didn't have anything on. And I hated to even state that, but I felt it was important, and I did bring it up. And it's weird because then on that 10 to life with, I think her name's Annie. If that isn't her name, please correct me. But Annie asks Jared, because Jared done an interview on her channel too. If you've not watched it, and it's a pretty good interview. But she asks him about decomposition, being in the lake, and asks him about her clothing, if she had any clothes on or what they were. And he just answers her question about the decomposition and how it'll actually cause it to, kind of speed up a little bit at times, depending on the weather and the water temperature, all that. That is very important when it comes to decomposition. Well, she doubles down since he didn't answer it. And she asks him again, did she have any clothing on and what was it? And he just states that she had on one shoe.
Wow.
Yeah. And to me, that's like, how could you call this an accident when she was in the trunk of her car possibly without clothing on?
I mean, could that just be? I mean, they suggested if you watch the tow truck driving video, they suggested all the stuff. He never said nothing. They suggested all with pictures after the guy said something, and they cut him off and didn't ask a real question the whole time, or let him finish a question the whole
Right.
time. And then they could have just said, "Well, she had one shoe on. That doesn't mean she didn't have anything else on. Just means she had one or two shoes on." You
Yeah.
know what
Give
I
me just
mean?
1 second. My daughter's friend is like spamming me right now.
Like He could have just been
Sadie,
sensationalizing that like
tell
they
her to get
did
a hold
with
of
the
Madeline.
tow
Tell her to stop
trucks
spamming
video.
my phone. I'm live, please. Please be nice. I don't want to be
But
mean. Okay.
you know, he didn't say, like he said, we don't know because he never really answered the question. He just said what she did. She did have
Well,
a shoe on,
that he
so
didn't answer the question the first time, but when she asks it the second time, he says that she only had on one shoe. Hold on, I'm so sorry. I hope this doesn't cut me off, but I'll be right back.
yeah, I thought that the guy said when the diver guy said that he got two, he saw a pair of shoes in the car, and then so maybe one was on and one was off. I mean, it doesn't mean she was totally naked though. If he just mentioned she had one shoe on, and I believe the diver did say, "I see a pair of shoes." So I don't know. There are a lot of red flags to be an accident. I mean, I have a good theory about all that, but you guys don't want to hear it. But yeah, there is a lot of red flags for sure. I mean, the most suspicious thing is that she is in the back, but I mean, I feel like it's possible she could have ended up back there in an accident scenario as well. So that's where I differ from a lot of people on the whole backseat. But it is strange, or the hatchback. I don't want to say backseat. In the hatchback, it is odd.
Oh, kids. Okay, I just deleted Facebook entirely. I'm sorry about that. All right.
Oh, no problem.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I was just babbling.
Okay.
So
Well, that's fine. I
we're
was trying to
they
keep up
were
with their comments, but
yeah, they said that the diver we were talking about, the diver did say, I see a pair of shoes, and then now the other guy saying that she had one shoe on.
right, there was apparently a shoe in the vehicle, and then she had one on,
But when
according to
the
what I
diver
have
went
heard.
but when the diver went down there, if you listen to the video and it's him on, it's his audio saying,
Right.
"I see a pair of shoes," and then he went around to the other side and saw her.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's I mean, so maybe he was just we were discussing,
You
like,
know, you got to think too when you see a shoe. Like a lot of times, people will say, "I see a pair of shoes," even if they just see a shoe. Does that make sense? So it's possible he might have said it that way, or maybe she did have both shoes on. Maybe.
no, I could see that, I see a pair of shoes, and when he just saw one shoe, I mean, possibly, but I mean, they're supposedly military accurate, if everything was precise, take your time, tell me what you see. And he did say a pair of shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right on that. That he did
And then
tell him,
for
take your time, be careful.
and
Yeah.
then for Jared to say, the answer was she's clothed, she had one shoe on is just
Yeah.
odd. I mean,
But it
if
looked like
anything,
that to me as well. Like I'm telling you, it really did. It appeared that way to me. Just blurred.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's like looking at a cloud, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah. Absolutely.
everyone could see something a little different in a cloud, and it was blurry, like you said. I
Yes.
was surprised that he went up and was, like, rubbing on the back window there, like,
Yeah.
disrupting the car to look in it. That was weird to me,
Right.
like, "Hey, yeah, stick your
Well,
head stick your head in the back in the open window or something,
right.
or, like,
I
turn
mean,
yourself so you can see, but don't rub the crap that he couldn't even see through the window after he rubbed it anyways."
yeah, but the sediment on it, I mean, I don't know that that hurt to wipe that little bit to look in. I mean,
Mm,
but I mean, you really don't want to disturb it. But then again, you got to think it coming out of the water, it's going to be disturbed regardless.
yeah, I mean, I don't I guess they
I
went
know
down
you're
there and
harsh on 'em a
took
little
pictures
bit,
of
but I
everything.
get it.
Did
I
they
do
have
get it.
something they can close the windows up so everything stays in the car? It looked like it
Well,
was all wide open.
well, if AWP had been able to stay and help, they do try to keep things in the car. They do put like nets around it sometimes and things of that nature. But they made AWP leave. They didn't get to help bring in the car. They just hooked it up.
Yeah,
But
because you think they would go back out there and try to find the phone. If the phone wasn't in the car and they didn't
do
have
we
a
know yet
phone,
if it
I
was or
don't know,
wasn't?
but you would think that if it wasn't, they would be out there
Oh yeah, searching
searching
because
for
that
that
phone's
thing a little
important.
better.
But I happen to think that somebody involved, I happen to think might be involved, like a child or something, or of somebody in law enforcement. I wonder. I really do. I just, because like if they're already trying to claim this as an accident and it's clearly not, it's just so loud to me. But I'm gonna read a couple of comments again real quick. This person, Robert McGill, says, "That's what I'm saying. Sammy is covering up what she did, possibly, allegedly, but her defense is that I don't remember because I was drugged too." Well, that could be a good point. Yeah, it's possible. Anything's possible in this case. That's just the thing. We need to try and figure out things once the detox report comes back. Once we get the autopsy report back, I guess.
She did answer a question. I don't know if it was with the interview while she was in the car with that other dude on YouTube or whatever, but she was like, "I don't know. I was intoxicated too," or
Yeah,
something
she
to that
did. That
effect.
makes
Like
sense.
yeah. So I mean, that would be a good. She's laying the groundwork for that as a defense, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Trying.
I think I think if it was an accident, it would have come out earlier, waiting to. Yeah, see, but I think that they're trying to figure out how they're going to make us believe that it's an accident. I think they're trying to take as much time as possible so that they have more time. Try to I don't know. It's just so weird. I worry about it. And it does have the embodiment that that's what they're going with. And everybody agrees. And if they come out with that, ain't no one going to believe them. Nobody. I think
Yeah.
there are many red flags. But yeah, you guys, if anyone else would like to come up, you're more than welcome to come up. So let's see. In the most recent press release with Placer County, they admitted why and how they missed their mark in spite of searching and not finding Kylie's car and like near her last phone ring. Here's the thing to me. Apparently they told AWP that if they found her after they did not, that it was really going to hurt their ego. To me, that's just sick. They should just be glad that she was found, you know? Like, why would you say that?
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous to say for them. I mean, we already know that. You don't have to let anyone know. We know if they found it and you didn't, and especially right there where a phone pinged, you were gonna have egg on your face. I mean,
Absolutely.
no, there's no ifs, ands, ors, or buts about that one.
Hmm.
Yeah, they dropped the ball, man. A lot of the situation they did. I mean, letting Sammy run and Jagger come to me, not them. I mean, even
Yeah.
if they were trying to like let them, you know,
Well,
incriminate themselves or whatever they were trying to do, but
they
still,
gave
that's
them
so weird.
children the impression that they were working alongside law enforcement. They I mean clearly gave them
Oh, they
that.
gave the whole public, yeah,
Yeah, because we
everybody
thought it
that.
too. Yeah, it's insane.
Mhm.
Oh, Jade Mako says, I took that shoe comment as he only saw one side of her body. And so that's why he might have said that's what I was thinking. But maybe she did have two shoes on. I don't know for sure, but I do know that Jared said she had on one shoe. Let's see. 1 week after finding, local said algae was seasonally full on. Huh. That's weird. So like you're saying that at that time, algae was completely fully like taking over the lake, like the bottom of it and all that, and like it would have probably grown more on the car if it had been there that long. Is that what you're saying? Amber, I don't want to chop your last name. Amber Monroe. Is that how you would pronounce it? Paceless.
Munro,
Yeah,
Munro,
Monroe.
yeah.
Okay, you're much better at this than me. I'm not good with names. Found you on Zavs and looked you up. Had to subscribe. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love Zav. She's a sweetie. Absolutely. Let's see. Pointer, glad you're there, hun. I'm trying to make sure that I don't miss any really important comments that we could answer or discuss. A female who was, oh, that's awful. Armando. Yeah. Um,
Oh,
Armando
Pointer
brought
Lover.
that up. What is it?
I was totally sober in an unfamiliar area. It was totally dark, and I drove right into the water. I got a I did this. I didn't drive into the water, but I was near where a pond. I kind of knew the pond was there, but I didn't think it was that close, and I walked right into it, and
Oh,
I was a
really?
little intoxicated when that happened. I mean, so eh, accidents happen.
So you have like you've had an accident like around water is what you're saying, or like an incident.
Yeah, Yeah,
Okay. Well, I could
exactly.
see why you thought it was an accident before then.
Yeah,
Because
I
you,
mean, that's just one thing. I just mentioned it because she said she drove right into the water. And I live in Florida, and there's a lot of water around here,
yeah.
obviously, and there's boat ramps and stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've seen a lot of cars go in the water too. And so I mean, it happens so frequently that you don't really expect it. And for someone to really know what to do in that situation, if you hadn't even thought about it one time, I mean, no one really thinks about it. I know I have a seatbelt cutter and a window breaker in my car because my girlfriend has it in all her cars. She just
That's a
crazy
good
like
thing to
that.
have.
A
Yeah.
little, yeah. I mean, it's good to have. It's a little trinket. It's not going to do much good because it's in the glove compartment, but it's still there.
Well,
It's
that's why they
just
tell you to keep it like, that little area underneath like your radio and stuff. If you have a little hole there, that's the best place to keep it. That way you can just stick your hand in there, grab it, and then knock that window out as quick as possible. You should definitely start keeping it there if you have one. If you have that little cubby hole. Yeah, you guys, if you have not liked the video, I would greatly appreciate it if you did. Um, if you like my channel, if you like the coverage that we're doing together, I would greatly appreciate it. See, when they searched the water, okay, yeah, the water level was different. We know, and that does make a big difference. Absolutely. See, can you play the audio back from Zav's live with Jared? Um, well, I guess I could play some of it back. I'm sure Zav wouldn't mind. Hold on just a moment. Let me try to do that. I probably need to get on the computer for that. Give me just a moment, Robert McGill, and I will do my best to bring that up for you, okay? Did you have any more thoughts, Paceless, on anything? Anything you think that's important that we haven't discussed?
I mean, not offhand. If someone, I'd like to. If someone has a question, I kind of come from a different perspective on it. Is all I try to do.
Right.
So I mean, and like I said, everyone's tired of hearing my theory on the whole thing. So I
Well,
mean,
I'm not tired of hearing your theory. We have different thoughts on it, and I actually like somebody who can not get mad at the fact that I have a different thought than them and actually listen. That's like really good. And that's what the subscribers want. They don't want to always hear the same old thing. Besides, if I sat up here and talked about just my theory, I mean, I'm not going to be able to talk very much about it and then we're not going to get anywhere. We're not going to have very many ideas on what happened to Kylie. And the
yeah,
cops,
no,
I
it's
think they listen a lot. Like around here I know they do.
as they should. I mean, honestly, this is like that's the only good thing I can see about this with the true crime community per se is that they are talking about it. So it is bringing different theories, different stuff that possibly they might not even have thought of as a
Yeah.
possibility.
And because of this
So
too, we get different photos, different videos most of the time. I mean, in this case, not. And that, I mean, it's just so strange. I don't know if police told them not to do anything else with their photos that they were supposedly given to them or something. I don't know. What do you think on that? Do you think that's possible that they might have said, you know, and then again, too, another thing, this, if I think them children seen something, I think they seen what happened, right? And the parents are telling them to keep quiet. You're not going to want to put out fit photos and videos with yourself in them and you there if you have not spoken with cops. So you see what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to put them out if they don't want to talk to the cops if they've got something to hide.
just to counter that a little bit is S- Sammy has come out and said that we have hundreds of pictures and
Yeah.
videos, and if they have some at the very least, then some of these kids that were there that were know Sammy or around there would say something because if not, if they got if she has it on video or someone else has them on video, standing next to Kylie or taking a sip out of a drink with Kylie or maybe back at Kylie's car when she said that there was more than just her and Kylie at the car on several occasions
Yeah.
in
Well,
her
she did
story.
state there was two other friends and we've never figured
Yeah,
out who them two other friends were.
exactly. So there could have been a picture of them. So I mean, if they
Mm-hmm.
have those people are going to come forward, I believe. I mean, what would be you can go in, like I said, they may take your phone and take your video and your pictures. You plead the fifth in the story. You
Yeah.
don't have to talk.
Do
If
you
the
think
parents
that's
don't
why
want them
they
to talk,
even
then
posted
don't
them?
talk.
Because the
Well,
police
maybe
told them
that's
not
why
to
the
then?
cops said maybe that's why the cops said no one's talking, because
Yeah.
they have the information, they have the phones, they have the pictures
And they're
and
just going to
videos,
cover it up.
and they're like, "Hey, no, the the parents are telling the kids, don't say nothing. We're
Yeah.
lawyering up to the fifth, and Sammy is either a psychopath or she's not very bright and running her mouth. And if it does come back where, maybe she had nothing to do with it, but someone else did, some older dude that came to the party drugged her and took her out and threw
But
her in
really,
there
it
and
could have
dumped
been
her.
her.
And the only thing that points back is the last time is her. I mean, she has a lot of explaining to do,
Yeah.
So
And
in the
what
yap that
percentage
much,
of the time is it not the last person that saw and spoke with them? I mean, that's like that's like the number one thing you learn in law enforcement
yeah,
or
it's
anything.
investigation 101,
Yeah.
and just like when a wife goes missing or a husband goes
It's
missing, it's the
yeah.
wife or the husband in most cases. I mean,
You're absolutely
a
correct on
random
that. Yeah.
thing is so. I mean, the joggers they're saying is random, but it's like 1 in a million, But
Uh-huh.
the other 999,000 is a significant other, a family member, someone that knows
Or a
you
friend.
somehow, some way.
Yeah. And also Journey of Justice, you absolutely can. You can send me screenshots. I have Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. And they're actually linked on my bio on my page. But or you could email me. You could email it to my name, Brittany. You see how you spelled it correctly. So Brittany Lou Lou Preston Preston at yahoo.com. If you want to email them, or you can just contact me through Twitter or Instagram. And they're like I said, those you can find those on my bio usually. Sorry, I hope I
Yeah,
didn't cut you off, Faceless. You were really quiet
oh,
there.
no, you didn't. Kelly Evans, so true, she didn't tell us who her ride was. I mean, that's a big question, but I'm
Yes.
sure law enforcement already knows that, and it was
But did you
already
notice how she kept messing up on that whenever she was talking to Tony Dodge? She said this. This was literally what she said. She said, "Yeah, when we were talking about the party, we weren't planning to go together, but we ended up not going together." Like, dude, like she just kept messing up that part
oh,
of
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
And
she
then the
said drive. She started to say drive, and I mean, ride, and
yeah, like
then
and
she
then
said
there at one
Kylie would
point, it was
drive
like
or
Amber
ride,
Heard. She was
you know?
freaking out. She was like, "I got to catch my breath or something." And he was like, "It's okay. Take your time." Like it was so weird. And she wasn't even really talking about anything at that
Yeah, then
point.
we talked about when she regrouped after that one thing where she pulled her hair back and was like, "Okay, this
Yes,
is the
that's it.
story."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so weird, man. That's so weird. It's like she was acting
No,
like she
she's
had it all
shady, man.
practiced out.
She's no friend. She's shady. That's why I said I go back to, like, these people don't care, they left her there. It's possible, like, they didn't give a crap, left her there to fend for herself. She was like, "Man, I just wanna get home, man,"
Yeah.
and,
Love her
like,
heart.
took
That
that
poor
chance,
baby. And
I've
another
been there
thing,
so many times, man, like, been wasted, just you wanna get home, and then, like, there's been times where you go somewhere and you're like, "Oh, man, I'm pretty messed up, but I can make it." In a minute,
yeah.
like, maybe even 20 seconds later, you're done. Like, you're passed out, you can't move. I mean,
Yeah, that's
it
all it
it
would
happens
take.
that quick where you think you could do something, and you can't.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But another thing I wanted to bring up too, after you said that, she kept trying to make herself like they were friggin' besties, like best friends. And they hadn't been friends, but just literally like within that month. And it was because Mags knew her. Mags and her were really good friends. And that introduced Kylie to Sammy for the party. Like, that's so weird. Normally, when people try to make themselves closer to the victim, that's because they've got something to hide yet again. And I mean, it's just so strange to me. Amber Monroe says, and Doug said in order for her to have gotten in the back, she would have had to swim through yada, yada, yada. Well, also, according to Psychobabble, if he's right, he says that the area where a car was, I'm thinking though, it had turned around and flipped backwards. So technically, I don't think her car would have been setting like he thought it was. I think it would have been the opposite. So she would have had to swim. Yeah. Well, ain't that right? Like where the engine is heavier, it like done made her car do a front flip type
Yeah, he
thing.
made it seem like it was gonna like, turn on its, like, hood not its hood, on its roof as
Yeah, I
it
mean, I don't mean
because
to
so
be
it did
rude
the
towards
front
him.
flip. It did the front flip and then it turned to make the back come out. Whereas my theory is it hit the water, it started to go down front first and started to like turtle or turn like
And
to the
flipped
side
over.
and nose down. And so that would push all the air, the water would be rushing in and if she had breath in her still, she would be buoyant in the water as it pushed towards the back of the car. And everyone's like, she didn't float back there. I'm like, I don't believe she floated back there. The car
Yeah,
wasn't
I don't
sitting on the
either.
roof, and she didn't float out of the front seat back there. And everyone's fist like they're all about floating. It's
Their
like it's not
theories that
floating
they
down a
had.
lazy river. It's not floating down a lazy river. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like
yeah.
she
I think they were
literally
thinking about
gets
it
out of the front
differently,
seat
like
in the
psycho
middle of the
people.
car, and she's already in the back seat of the car. Like, the car isn't that big inside, and for someone that's panicking and, like, trying to do something, maybe her front driver's side window didn't roll down. I've had many a cars where one window here, one window there didn't roll down for whatever reason, the motor got broke or, if they're automatic windows. So, like, she couldn't open the door if it's sinking and it's already starting to turn. She's disoriented, so she's just trying to go anywhere she can go, and that's where they would be pushing her to go.
Right.
By
Guys,
the
you gotta
time it hit
think.
by the time it hit the floor of the water, like the bottom of the water, the lake, she was already in the back. It was
Yeah.
already too late.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Amanda
it
and
was
Nanda,
just hard
thank
to
you for stopping
survive.
by. I love you. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I didn't get to say your other comment, but thank you.
Someone someone mentioned about at me. They said something about they should be looking at Sammy's parents then, for that reason to
Uh.
see because they heard that they went out there and helped clean up or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard
Um,
that.
if that's true, I'm sure they did talk to him already. And the way Sammy's talking, if they hadn't talked to her lawyer mom and her private eye dad or whatever the scenario is there,
Yeah, that's a
then
weird
that's
combo.
pretty crazy. Yeah, that's pretty crazy that they wouldn't have at least talk to him at one time. And if
Mhm.
they would have came out and said, "Oh yeah, the daughter's doing everything she can for the first 5 days to try to find it," but the parents are saying they ain't talking about nothing. That
Right, guys, I
doesn't
don't
make
think
sense.
this was an accident. I really don't. Like I stated before, according to Jared, she only had on one shoe. You're not gonna be out there without clothing on and then accidentally drive your car. I mean, she would have put her clothes back on. She would have probably cleaned her car out because I heard there was like joint wrappers. There was Well, we seen the drinks. I
Well,
just
the
don't
only thing that
see
would
it.
make sense that if it wasn't, why would they put her in the back of the car? Like way
Mm,
back there, they had to know that was going to cause the most suspicion out of anything.
I just
If
don't
she
think
was
they thought she was
anywhere
gonna
else
be
in the
found.
car, it would be no big deal.
I think they thought that they'd already cleared the lake and that it wasn't going to be looked at again for a long time, and that by the time she was looked at, that they would just call it an
But with
accident.
I understand that with the drought, did they really know how far the car went in?
Look
Did
who we're
they
talking
swim
about.
down there and look? You know what I mean?
Yeah, look who
Like,
our suspects are.
yeah, they're
They're
either the
not that
smartest
bright.
criminals and the dumbest criminals all in one,
Yeah,
which I find that hard to believe. That's why it pushes me towards the other reason. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because
Anything's possible, though. My theory don't have to be right. I mean, nobody's theory
no,
has to be right. I
I'm not
don't
saying it's
know for
wrong.
sure, but I do know for sure. I don't think it was an accident. That's just all I can say about that. I guess.
No, understood. I just if it was like something else. I mean, the only really crazy scenario. There's only a couple of them that I can think of why she would be in the back, and it would be someone doing it to her because they were joyriding the car. She was passed out in the very back. They wrecked the car in the water. Everyone jumped out, or one person joyrided the car. She was in the back, wrecked. One person got out. She didn't get out, or there's a serial killer and he did all this stuff and put it in and was gonna blame it. He knew Sammy was gonna run her mouth like crazy and Jagger was gonna look suspicious. And like it. I mean, what would be the theory of having her in the back like that? How do you
Oh,
think that would
Robert
happen?
McGill. Again, Nick isn't a local to Truckee, so the truck driver's not a local to Truckee. He only works there sometimes on the weekends, but yet he was there randomly and caught up with them. I think he was looking for him. I think he's waiting on him. Maybe he does have something to do with it. I don't know, but I'm just guessing. This
Well,
is just my
he's the
opinion.
serial
Me
killer.
speculating. No, not a
He's the
serial
serial
killer.
killer, and
No,
then he's like, "Hey, I gotta show that my prints and stuff are all over the car because I was there
he
as a
was
tow
making
truck
it out that
driver."
his prints were on the car, like what's her name was saying,
Yeah, he's
because
like, "Oh, we
he
were over here, and when we went over here, and I mean, he ran around that car and was inside it more than like the people at the party were. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at least
This
that's what
makes
he
sense
said. Then he
too.
said something about the gear shift, so his hand could be on the gear shift. I mean, we could.
Uh.
I mean, everyone's so suspect if you look at what they
Mm-hmm.
say. But
Yeah.
just like we went back to the Sammy thing where they said we found Kiely in her car and Kiely AWP did, and she's like, no, you didn't. You know, and
Yeah,
everyone's
I
like,
know.
oh,
She was
'cause
like,
they
that
thought
ain't
she was at
her.
the other lake, and well, maybe she just doesn't want to believe that her friend's dead, or
That's possible,
she was like
yes.
posturing like that. Oh, there's no way. I mean, parents don't want to. Like the mom probably like, no, I don't believe this. I can't believe this. It probably took
Uh-huh.
her a few days if she can even process it
Yeah,
yet.
but why go like I don't know. I don't know. That's weird too. Everybody's weird. It is. It's so weird. Amber Monroe
Oh
now
no.
says there are some drugs that can cause people to freak out and take off their clothes. There absolutely is. Like, for example, I think Flocka. Does Flocka do that? And like crocodile and stuff like that? I think it does. I booked in some girls like before that told me that they had took their clothes off in the forest and like ran around. So it's possible. You
Well,
have
yeah,
those
and also,
windows open.
what if she's going in the car and it's like her shoe got knocked off as she's trying to get out? Her
That's
sweatshirt
possible.
gets caught on the car or whatever. She's like, "Oh, my belt's stuck to this, and I gotta get it
Right.
off to get out of the car." And she's just, I mean, I would rip off my clothes to get out of a car if I was stuck somewhere. I mean, it's fight to live. You're gonna do whatever it takes, and
This right here makes sense. Yes, the rigor mortis thing we talked about earlier or at the beginning. So rigor mortis could have set in by that time. Like maybe they'd like tried to hide her or whatever, and she set in rigor mortis. They couldn't put her in the driver's seat, so the only thing they could do is put her in the back. Or maybe at the park, maybe somebody I don't know, but it's possible. Yeah,
oh wow, I mean, that's a great. I
I
mean,
brought
that's
that
a
up
great
earlier because
possibility.
somebody commented it. That's I mean really like smart. I think because nobody had really talked about that idea until now. I don't believe.
But man, dude, that just I can't see them. They would have to. You think they drove the car back there at
I
night, or
do. I think
some
they
people
took it
think
back.
that it was on a tow truck. I mean, if the tow truck guy's involved, he had it on the tow
Gosh,
truck,
he's got oh my god,
paraded
so many.
around town, and dropped it in there.
Think about it. Why would people be okay when you're looking for a car? You know they weren't looking for it to be on the back of a tow truck. Oh my god, never thought about that.
That's true. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just
He is suspicious as shit when you think about it. He would be the only person that has all the capabilities to be able to bring her back there without people really noticing that much because they're
yeah, they
looking
have
for
a
her
lot.
driving, like or parked somewhere.
You throw it at the record yard or the tow
Yeah.
truck yard or the dump or
Oh my god,
whatever.
where was that
You don't.
photo that Ryan kept showing at like a junkyard or something and kept saying that's Kylie's car? Where was that junkyard or whatever?
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, I'm sorry for that French, but wow. Wow, my mind's just blown. I think that we're onto something with that. I think that that might be why Jared did that. Excuse my French and all that stuff, and I'm just speculating, but wow.
Oh yeah, hippie
Phew.
sissy has a great. I
Where's
didn't
it?
catch her comment, but I saw someone replying to her.
Okay, let me try to find it. Let's see. I tap out 11, and you know that's late for me. Let's see. I'm looking. Is it above this comment? Let's see. I
I don't know.
understand.
Love my dogs responded to it. I'm assuming you
Okay,
can read "Love my dogs" and kind of get the gist of it, I guess.
okay. I'm gonna go on down then. Sorry if I've missed any important comments, guys. Just comment
Yeah,
again
it's
if I
above
have.
that comment. It's above that one.
Okay. Mm, Hippie says, I see her response here. Usually that well, let's see if I can find her actual one. That would be good if I could find it here. Is it way up above it?
I'm not sure. I didn't see hippie's response. Or I didn't see her statement. I saw the response from Lazy Dog.
Okay. Um. Well,
It was right above the one that you have on there right now, like
this
about
says
three up.
at hippie sissy. Is it loves my dog? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying? All right.
yeah, that's one.
Usually the easiest answer is the most. Let's see. Usually the easiest answer is the most logical. Newly licensed and dark and alcohol. I have a son that's just a couple months older, about a 25 year old daughter. Yeah. I mean, you never know. Like, you really don't. Is that the one you were
That's
talking
what.
about?
Yeah, that it's kind of
Okay.
like back to my theory. It's like, everything needs an if or some crazy thing to have happened for the theory. Oh, Impact 911. Yeah, that was that Ryan had posted the picture where
Sacramento, Impact
or
911. Does he work there?
who?
Where is it he said he worked? That's fucking, excuse my mouth, really big time. Wow. That's, I mean, I don't know. I'm really suspicious of this guy now.
Yeah, no, I mean the guy doesn't make sense, and I mean, I could see, I don't, like I said, me and AWP, I don't see eye to eye with them, but I could kind of see where they wanted the show, because as much as they talk, why they didn't go to Prosser Creek first by showing this guy. But I mean, maybe they thought they had a suspicion about that guy and said, "Hey, let's let him say whatever and let's video record it. Let's put it out there so other people can see him talking and see if he's not shady or some other, maybe someone's going to dig up some dirt on him or something. I don't know. Maybe they're kind of helping the case out in that way. I don't know. But the guy is shady.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to come up before we get ready and end this evening's live? And do you have any like final thoughts, Paceless?
Oh, Hippie Sissy just responded. I just
Mm-hmm.
said that I think she went in nose first. I watched a lot of eight. Oh, you got it up there.
What do you
And
think
cars
about
are
that?
upside down a lot. Think the back window down caused the vacuum, churned her body to the back.
Yeah, someone
Yeah.
did say that he was in a van. However, though, you got to think. I mean, he does have access to a tow truck because that's my point. That he has an ability to move the car around without it really being noticed, because it's on the back of a record, and people are going to be thinking like, well, if he's got that back there, then he knows. That's probably definitely not hers. Something like that, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know that it's him. It's just speculation. It's just trying to figure it out. So let's see. Are
Yeah,
you
Amber.
able to check your email? I'm gonna go check my email. Do you want me to check it before I end the live journey of justice? Is that what you're saying? I can do that.
Amber says Doug said in another interview, yeah, that they had other tips. I also took them to Boca, but couldn't share. But I also heard through the grapevine and everyone talking that there was parties in the Boca area too. There was parties all around there and all the campsites and the campgrounds and the different wooded areas, not just at Presser or Prosser Park or whatever it was.
Right.
Creek Park.
Well, Paceless, I thank you for coming on. I'm gonna get ready and wrap up after I speak to Robert again.
Hey, no problem.
All right. Thank you, and Paceless, come up anytime.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too. Do you go? So, all right. How are you?
I'm Nina. I'm Robert's wife.
Okay, that's what I was getting ready to
Just
ask
use the
you. I
same,
was gonna say
yeah. We just
Nina.
use the same YouTube account.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I felt weird calling you Robert. I didn't know if maybe but maybe.
you're
So,
good. You're good.
so what are
I'm
your
still at
thoughts?
work, but I thought you might play a little bit of the Jared live on Zabs. Did you say you could do that?
Well, I'm on my phone, and I would have to be on my computer to be able to do it. I think.
Oh, okay. Do that.
Um.
Okay. But no, what I was talking about earlier, because you were explaining to him about the girlfriend, I don't think the
Mhm.
girlfriend has any involvement in it. That's the reason
Right.
why she wasn't on camera.
Oh.
So that's the reason why Jared said, if it goes that route, we have the whole interview with the girlfriend.
Uh huh.
And so if it goes that way and they press charges allegedly on Nick, and the girlfriend says, no, I don't want my face to be on camera because she is a nurse,
Uh huh.
then I think that's the reason why they didn't show her the first time.
Yeah, that makes sense. And do you think that
And
maybe he was
then
trying to use her as a like a I don't know, witness
I don't think
or
she
a
has
alibi?
any, no, yeah, saying he was at work because of the simple fact that it's weird that he just called her stating that,
Oh, I hate this
that
button.
that was so weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That call was so weird. But I think it could be two of Nick's friends
Two of
that
Nick's
made the
friends.
call. Yeah,
Okay.
that made the call to his company to give him an alibi. And I'm not so sure that they pull prints off of a wet vehicle. But
Right.
if any DNA is inside and if they find his DNA, then that gives him an alibi of why he was in the vehicle.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I was thinking. I don't think his girlfriend has anything to do with it. And I also think that they had saw the interview with Jagger and Sammy on TV, and he pinpointed them two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what
Yeah,
they
I know
look
what you're
like.
saying.
So I don't necessarily think that Jagger has anything to do with it. Sammy, I do. Maybe the girl was Sammy. Maybe she knows Nick. Called Nick. I think somebody should do a little digging into who Nick really is. I don't have time. I work 60 hours a week. So,
Right. Well, you seem like a very hard worker. I can tell for sure.
but yeah, so I think it goes way further. And if you go back and actually dissect every word that Jared says on Zab's Live, and the way he says it and how he says it, you'd be like, oh, wow, I didn't catch that. I watched it
Yeah, I
4
didn't
times to
catch that,
catch.
and you blew my mind. And then especially since we just got like talking about it again, and like the comments she was
Yeah,
giving me, like it really starts to click in my brain
right. So,
because he
and
has
then,
everything that you could need.
right. And then one of the pictures that they released down there by where they found her car, there was really big track marks that was in the sand. It looked like somebody had gotten stuck.
That's a good point to
Yeah.
make.
Yeah. So, did he get stuck
Armando,
from the truck down there?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Armando, I have
No,
been
you're good.
watching. I have been starting to watch that documentary. I haven't got to finish it yet, and I'm going to do a live about all of that. I want to be careful about it though, too. At the same time, um, well, for obvious reasons, I don't want but I will cover that for sure. Um, and then another thing, I don't know if you all saw this photo I've got up overlaid real quick. Um, you see, look, the middle roof belt looks shut in the hatch. If the car is upright, it would mean it's diagonally attached. Wondering if this is the reason AWP immediately thought that there was foul play. I think it was because I think she didn't have any clothing on. Personally, I hate to say that, but that's what I
I do
viewed. But
too.
I continue. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you're good. And also, the Rick and Mortis thing that I brought up on the other one, your other life earlier. I think that something might have happened at the party with allegedly Sammy,
Right?
and they put her in the back of the car.
Yeah.
Maybe
Because did you see my
waited to
photo?
call. Yeah, waited to call roadside assistance to help, and the girl was wearing a gray sweater. Okay, well they announced that on the newscast that she was last seen in a gray sweater. So the girl was wearing a gray sweater. So who's to say that? Like I said, she don't know Nick. I mean, she knows Nick. She called Nick for help. They went up there. They put on the same exact, outfits as Jagger's hat.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
Got
I
one of
wondered if
Nick's
somebody set
friends.
him up.
Right. Okay. And then not just that, but okay. Wonder how far Nick parked away from them, and then Nick could have told them allegedly that to go and walk so far away from the car and just stay at a certain distance away from my truck.
Yeah. I mean,
And
any
I'll
of this is
say,
possible, but this makes sense. I mean, it does. It does make sense, and then also the way that Jared said it makes more sense.
yeah. And so
If you
if
have
they
not
would
liked the
have,
video, guys, please do. Please like the video. We are really going in depth here. I'm trying to figure out anything new I can, get any type of photos or anything that I can. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, I'm sorry again.
no, you're good. And the thing with rigor mortis, if something happened at the party and two people put her in the back of her car, they waited to call the tow assistance the next day. Then by the time they got to Prosser to put her, or maybe they were going to put her in Bona, and then when they got to the lake, they realized that they couldn't get Kiely out of the back, and then they just freaked out, and it was like, well, the police is, maybe called Nick back up. Hey, we need a tow truck now. We got to go hide her.
Yeah.
Let's go hide it, and then once they search Prosser, we'll put her in Prosser.
Yeah. And that would be why, like, he got him to go to Boca.
Right.
Oh, my geez. This person, Peggy, says, Peggy Laswell says, people are thinking the water rushed in like Niagara Falls and rushed her to the back. Why not climb out of passenger window? Makes no sense. Yeah, all those windows being down. I know, you got to think when everybody's like, yeah, but the car's upside down. Well, get this, guys. Get this. If she was up front there, she could have climbed out the window before the car completely flipped over and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think she was alive whenever the car went in at all. And I think she may have said in rigor mortis. They had to put her in the trunk. I think that it's possible that she could have been took there, like she could have been hid out in a junkyard, which Ryan Upchurch, I mean, he may have something finally here, come back, something I can come get down with. And in his theory, it being at a junkyard, he goes back, gets it on church truck, like she's saying. I mean, that makes sense because that was his theory, like that somebody used some type of truck or something. It's crazy.
Oh, I didn't see.
And
I didn't
also,
see
we
his
got to
video
remember
about
that Jared was supposed to have had a conversation with Ryan right after that live. What if they actually did have that conversation? And
Right.
maybe this is what happened. What you're saying, that's possible.
Do that over.
Let's see.
All
Now
right.
you're getting closer
Will
to
do.
tow truck driver. Either was the party related. Maybe he was at the party.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He was at the party, or he knows Sammy. One of the two.
Oh my gosh, this person says, "Oh my God, the tow truck driver might be a triple AA roadside kill." Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the other two couple that come up missing. The couple that come up missing, I think they determined that really to be an accident, but that's right around the area that Kiely come missing.
Right. Even if she wasn't prepared, though, I feel like you're going to be rushing to get out. Even, you're going to do your very best. And
I
like all
think
that
she would
water
have got
hit
out of the
you.
car.
Yeah, I believe
As
that she would have
as
got out.
athletic as athletic as she was, I think that she would have gotten out of the vehicle.
I agree with he's one out of his mind. You all know that. But I'm off of Ryan. I'm trying to focus my everything, Kylie.
But I haven't heard anybody talk about my theories, so I was like, I'm relentless to get on somebody and be like, hey, just listen to me for a second.
No, I'm thankful you did. I really am. Because your theory is like it's pretty good, and I've not heard it before till now.
Right.
Well, till
Right.
earlier.
Well, I listened to a lot of people, and like I said, it took me 4 times watching that live and what Jared was saying in the order he said it. So that was my whole thing.
Then again, right there, Armando, that makes sense too. Armando's thinking that they meant the people around the car being law enforcement, and the old sheriff did like get in a lot of trouble. Woo.
Yeah, that's correct.
But thank you so much for coming on again. I really appreciate your thoughts. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
All right. Well,
Tomorrow I'm gonna do another live, of course. Maybe not tomorrow, the next day. I will let you all know in the community post. So make sure you're subscribed. But I would love to have you back on, and maybe we can
all
further
right, cool
this,
things.
and we'll look at some evidence.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome, Brittany. Thanks. Sorry, I'm at work talking to my boss.
Oh, that's okay, baby.
All right. Will you hang me up?
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah, let's see. All right. Again, come on anytime. You're always welcome, and I really appreciate your thoughts.
If you're on tomorrow and want to talk about it, I get a notification when you go live. So,
Okay.
like I said, and I'll go back and I'll listen more on it, what Jared says, and then I will, if I can get anything else tonight, I got
That's
it wrote
what we'll
down
do tomorrow.
in my notebook. Then I'll come back and I'll literally tell you what he says word for word tomorrow. If you want me to do that, I don't mind.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll go over the Jared footage.
All right, cool beans.
All
Y'all
right,
have a good night.
You too. Okay, and Armando, let's see here. Brittany, in my opinion, if you want to grow this channel and to look at Living Lake Time channel and the video, the research, all the cover-ups from the sheriff. I will absolutely do that, Armando. I got to be careful around that subject, but I've got to cover everything and anything. I want to do justice for Kiely, no matter what, no matter who. Um, so yes, I will. I will do that too for you and for Kiely in case that's. I mean, you've got a point. The sheriff's department has been so sketchy and they've done so many things, yeah, in the past, and it's all in a documentary. So, everybody, if you haven't already, please like the video. I don't know how many likes it has on it, but I would appreciate it. See, I will wait eagerly, Britt. Oh, I send you guys all my lovin's. Let's see that screenshot I sent you shows that there's a possibility that Kylie was possibly strapped in the hatchback with a seatbelt. Yeah, I know absolutely. I've got to send that photo over to my computer to show the very one that you sent me. I don't know if there's a difference in the one that I have and the one you sent, but it won't pull up on my phone because it saves as a document. So that's strange. I didn't know that it was going to do that, but so that's why I shared the one I had. But I love you guys so much. I appreciate all of you. I don't want to miss any really important things before we get off. Let's see. It's going to be easier for them to pass this off as an accident than the actual truth of foul play. I believe that. I do. I do believe that. And I do feel like they're going to try to do that. What I don't understand about AWP is the fact that they said that they got more footage, but they're going to release it upon how the investigation goes after it's all over. Yeah, I kind of wish they would release it before because that way, if they know for sure what happened, that way we get that and the police can't say something else happened. I agree. But if she was buckled, why is she laying on the Okay, yeah, that's a good one. AWP is going to force law enforcement to do the right thing. They can't release it all because of the ongoing investigation. That yeah, okay. So basically, they have to tell the truth because they have that footage. What you're saying? All right. Let's see. Possibly she got tangled up in the seatbelt. All right. Yeah. So many possibilities, guys. I am gonna go over that Jared footage and stuff. I am gonna do the live about the sheriff, Wayne Wu. We will do that. Um, all this week. We'll do one and then we'll do the other, okay? But thank you guys for being here. Like I said, be sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed so you'll get notifications when I go live. See, I think law enforcement has been put on the spot. So they're really going to have a problem sweeping it under the rug. Well, Jared did say that he thought that that's the way it was going to be, possibly, and they have that footage, so it hopefully keeps them from being able to do that. I believe it's taking so long because it's a murder case and law enforcement has to take their time. Well, hopefully, I hope that's the case. I really do. And Paceless agrees with you. Also, AWP is protecting the investigation. It is foul play. They only get one shot at arresting. Yeah, that's true, hippie sissy. They don't want to mess up the investigation. Yeah, but I love you guys very much. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. All you ladies out there cooking dinner tonight, make sure you kick your feet up tonight and get you some good rest after you fix that dinner, okay? Love you guys very much. Have a good night. Be safe. Toodles. Mwah.